On today's news, we have a special extended upland field report from our Scottish correspondent Mark Robinson, where he reviewed the success of the ospreys in the Loch Garden area and look at upland farm land diversification, and also check in at the Kindrogan Field Eco Centre. Over to you, Mark.
Thanks, Lewis. I'm at the Osprey Centre, which has been in operation since 1975 and is a direct result of returning breeding osprey pair around Loch Garden. Due to RSPB protection and purchase of the site, osprey populations and visitor numbers have grown substantially.
The Osprey Centre is one of the most visited places within the Cairngorm National Park. This is due to the annual sum of over 200,000 visitors per year, which include locals, visiting tourists, as well as bird experts. The town nearby has flourished massively due to the large economic influence that the tourists have had on the surrounding area, labelling it the Osprey Village.
Welcome to the Jeremy Pyle Show, with me, Jeremy Pyle. This week on the show, I'm in Perthshire for a classic land use argument between Spencer, an English man who has bought a plot of land, and local Luke, who dislikes Spencer's plans to turn it into a golf course. Let's get the first guest out. Over that way, it's Spencer. Welcome to the Jeremy Pyle Show.
Hi.
So, tell me about when all this started.
Well, a couple of months ago I purchased a plot of land in the Scottish Highlands and it's been a complete mess ever since.
So what is it you want to do with this land exactly?
Well, basically I wanted to increase the wealth of the area and just create a golf resort. So, bars, a golf course, just a general place where, wealthy people could hang around.
And just tell me about some of the troubles you've had already.
Well, the locals have just been an absolute nightmare.
You did tell one of my researchers that one of the locals tied himself to a tree.
And it was a very messy situation.
I can only imagine. So what is it you're hoping to gain from this endeavour?
Basically, I want increased revenue. I want to make money. I'm not a silly man, Jeremy. I want to make money.
So can you not see why the locals are angry?
No.
You don't understand the culture of this area? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, Jeremy, that at the end of the day, it's not my culture. I've purchased this land for my own benefit.
Interesting. Well, after the break, we'll be getting the side of the story from local Luke. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Ross Hemp. This is Ross Hemp on Gangs. Today, I'm in Perthshire, Scotland, which is a hot zone for environmental conflict, with tensions flaring up all over the place. Constant recreational proposals such as golf clubs constantly threaten the environment. Groups of wallies such as the Earth Liberation Front do outrageous things to get their views heard. Today, I'm going to be tracking them down, risking my bacon to hear what they have to say.
Before the break, we were talking to Spencer, an English landowner in Scotland. Now we're going to hear the side of the local. Let's bring him out, ladies and gentlemen, that way. Local Luke. Ruining people's lives!
Sit down. Can you restrain him, please?
Come on. Calm down here. So, Luke, I can understand you're very upset.
Very upset, Jeremy.
Tell me why.
He's ruining people's lives. Our culture is around where he's building his golf course, and he's just completely destroying what we've worked for our whole lives.
But he doesn't seem to care. That's what we established before the break.
Well,
how do you feel about that?
He just doesn't care about the local people, Jeremy. Not at all. Like, he doesn't give us any jobs, Jeremy. He comes in with his big articulated lorries, breaks up all our hard work, what we work for.
You're smiling, Spencer. What have you got to say about this?
I don't even want to look at him, Jeremy. I don't even want to look at him.
Right.
I think that the local community needs to just back off me. I bought this land. You can't really do anything about it.
But you don't understand what this land means to us.
I can understand what he's saying, Spencer. I mean, this land's important to you, isn't it?
So important, Jeremy.
It's a cultural thing, Spencer, that you can't understand.
It's just we've had our sheep on this land for a very long time, and it's been our way of life for such a long period, and you're just coming in and just destroying everything.
But you've got to take the economic viewpoint of it. You are not making much money from this land. Whereas if I came over, I can help benefit you in a more economically viable way.
We make our living. We live.
I can make you a better living there.
We live on our land. We provide for ourselves. We don't need someone to come in, build a golf course. We don't need that. We are fine.
Do you think the right course of action, Luke, is to chain yourself to a tree?
Well, Jeremy, you left me no option. How to do,
How do you
Jeremy?
react to that? You left him no option but to chain himself to a tree. Can you not see what you're doing to these
I'm a
locals?
desperate man.
Well, then, what can I really say about that? If you want to chain yourself to a tree to stop my golf course coming down, maybe you should be getting yourself a job instead of chaining yourself to trees.
Alright, that's enough for now, but after the break, find the concluding part of this debate. Don't be long.
Here I am at the Barclay estate where Mr. Barclay has kindly allowed us an open insight into how he manages his estate. Currently Mr. Barclay has diversified his land from pastoral farming to include a much more ecologically friendly hydroelectric power. This hydroelectric power uses excess water from the burns in the upland area which is then fed into high pressure pipes, allowing for the turbine to operate, which generates eco-friendly electrical power. Then this power is put straight into the national grid with a maximum tariff of 100,000 units a day, allowing for profits of up to £5,000 a day. Mr. Barclay has revolutionised the way diversification can be done within the upland area. This is due to the example that he has set for others in the successful diversification techniques that he has produced.
Hi, I'm Bear Vet, and this is Born Survivor. In the 18th and 19th century, the Duke of Sutherland, amongst other aristocratic landowners, enforced a mass clearance.
What became known as the Highland Clearances was considered deemed necessary improvements in order to bring in economically efficient sheep. So much so that in the year 1792, it was deemed Year of the Sheep.
In this year of the sheep, over 2,000 families a day were forced to leave their homes and freeze and starve in the harsh Scottish Highlands. This was one of nature's worst trials. However, I'm good at surviving nature, so I knew exactly what to do.
Welcome back to the Jeremy Kyle Show. It's just all gone to shit!
Hi, welcome to Secret Escapes. We're in Perthshire, the jewel of the north. Perthshire, known as Big Tree Country, is known all over the world for its record-breaking forestry, one of these being the impressive Meicleoch hedges, known for being one of the biggest hedges worldwide, standing an impressive 30 metres tall and 530 metres long. One of the main jewels up in this area is Loch Rannoch, which has views that rival the Queen's View. Some of the other activities around here include a cycling route, Route 77 from Dundee down to Pitlochry, following the salmon route.
I'm meeting the environmentalists in a secret location, just through here. Thank you for meeting with me today. Tell me what it is you do.
Well, we give a voice to Mother Nature. You know, these fucking rich people trying to buy all our land and turn it into something unnatural.
Yeah.
We take necessary action to stop them.
Yeah.
What would you mean by ruining the land?
The bastard government are paying off environmental surveyors to destroy our land. Don't destroy our land, we want our forests.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why the forest means so much to you?
You can't put value on the forest, they are the lungs of the earth. If you damage that and take that away, it is never a good idea.
So, tell me what it is you do to stop this.
That fat bastard Donald Trump, yeah? He destroyed our land, our sand dunes, killing all our biodiversity up there, you know what I mean? Yeah, so we got to go with the Scottish Wildlife Trust and we wrote him a really angry letter.
Yeah.
Angry letter, eh? Didn't it still go ahead anyway?
Yeah, it did, but we got our point across and we probably hurt his feelings big time.
Yeah.
So, tell me what you plan on doing in the future. It could be maybe more effective.
Conserve and protect! Conserve and protect! Conserve and protect!
Will Ross survive this heated encounter? Find out after the break.
Welcome back to the Jeremy Pyle Show. Before the break, we were talking to Luke, the local who's not happy at Spencer's plans to change his local forest into a golf course. Now you two, I think we need to come to some sort of compromise, agree a deal.
Yeah, I think we should. What compromise would you give me?
Well, I'm very fair, so I'll give you a compromise. I will help you gain benefit from the golf resort if you were to let me build it. You can work there, you can have discounts there, I will give you benefit.
Well, that's great. I think if we work with Graham and the Aftertech team, that would be very well done. Now you go off that way, you go off that way. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Starting to get dangerous, so I got out of there. Looking back at what they said, it's hard to disagree with them guys though. I mean, the rich do take advantage of the environment. You can't have people just whipping down trees left, right and centre for recreational purpose. Woodlands do have value. It's usually not realised until they're gone. You've been watching Ross Hemp on Gangs.
Welcome back. I'm still in Scotland, a country that is steeped in mysterious folklore. One of these beings being the fairies, a mischievous little being that knocks over garbage cans, steals traffic cones, and worst of all, kicks old ladies. But clearly, that's all complete bollocks. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is a rowan tree. A tree that the Scots of old used to think warded off evil spirits and fairies, so I'm fairly certain we won't be seeing any of them today.
Well, it isn't.
What?
It's not a ruined tree.
Shut up! Shit! Oh! It's the Fairy King!
Hi, and welcome back to Big Tree Country. Some of these trees we know as native wouldn't be so successful if it wasn't for two very influential men from Perthshire itself, David Douglas and Archibald Menzies. Menzies, a naturalist from in the Navy, introduced several species, including the monkey puzzle tree.
David Douglas was a gardener. He sailed to the Americas and brought back many samples of tropical trees. Some of these trees influence the landscape we see today.
So, if we think about it, that means some of the trees we know as native to Scotland might not be so native after all, but as you can see, it certainly hasn't had a negative impact.
Here I am at Kendrogan Eco Centre for the final instalment of my special Perthshire report. They are planning on replacing their old oil burning generator with a new wood chip burning generator, which will allow for a saving of up to 49.4 tonnes of carbon, therefore making the centre much more ecologically friendly. I've been Mark Robinson, thank you for watching, good night.
And cut.
Champion!
Biggest pile of shite I've ever seen.